Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Gentleman's Bureau. I'm Jedediah Barnes, and with me today is, as always, is Mark Rowe, and Lane Miller. Mark's over there on the coastal island of Okinawa, Japan. There in the rainy season, he's getting torrential downpours and complaining about it. But hey, that's life, right? That's life.
Like
Still
a
raining like crazy
baby.
here in Illinois. Yeah, that's that right there. That's Lane Miller. He's over there in Denver, Colorado. Yeah, yeah, having a good time over there. He just sent me a picture of some tree fallings, some stuff that falls off trees that me and him noticed when I was out there, and confused with a certain substance
You want
that
to
it
tell the
certainly
story,
looks
Jared?
like. Yeah, dude, let's tell the story. I might even put in some pictures that I still have.
Oh, do
So
it. I mean, you can
the
be explicit too. I don't care.
Right. So like the last time I was out in Denver, I was there on Lane's dime. He flew me out just so I could break my back helping him move and sleeping on a recliner for three
Okay.
days.
See now you the way you twisted that.
He had an air
I like
mattress.
it.
I chose not to use it. But anyway,
Yeah.
so we're moving him from, more like inner city to like, a little bit outside of the city, closer to work, way less like crazy Denver traffic, better view of the mountains. Win, win, win all the way round. So we have to go, like the first day we're not actually moving anything, we're just packing everything up, getting stuff set up for the big day tomorrow. But we got to go from his old apartment to his new apartment, back to his old apartment, back to his new apartment. Got to stop at DQ and get some blizzards. You know how it is. And it was the weirdest thing. Every time we got back to his old apartment, we noticed there was weed on the floorboard of his car. Like ground up weed. Looked like good shit. Not even gonna lie to you. And this
Yeah,
whole
for real.
time, and he's hassling me because I bought a couple joints while I was out there. It's Colorado. You got to. One of them, literally, as soon as I lit it, it all fell out onto the ground, and
This is
I
true.
cried. I sent him a picture of it. He was like, "Rip." Yeah, it was whack. But anyway, he's always be like, "Dude, where are those joints at, man? There's weed right here on the car." And this is when he had his BMW, which he kept real clean, very clean, super clean. I actually like that car. I miss it. Anyway,
You miss it.
uh, right. Anyway, so we eventually, like the next day, we went back to his apartment to start moving stuff, and we just finally noticed that on the all over the ground is that same stuff that looks like wheat. It's just something that falls off the trees or something. But like it legitimately looks like ground up wheat. And we
Yeah, it
concluded
was
that we're
pretty.
both crazy, and it was just that.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I was like,
It
dude,
was
how does it? And the thing is, we had ran out of weed for there not to be any weed in the car. So I'm like, okay, someone's playing a fucking prank right now because
right.
there was an astronomical amount of weed or this like plant substance, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then when we figured it out, we were like, duh. But also not really duh, because it's like, how the fuck did that get tracked on our shoes and then into the car? You know what I mean? I wasn't wearing.
Yeah.
I wear like flat shoes, to be honest. I don't even know.
What's weird is it was only on your side. It wasn't on my side at all.
Right.
And it was
It's
also only
crazy.
your left shoe
Right.
because it was always in the same
Yeah.
spot. That was the weirdest part. Like it was in the exact same spot like 3 times in a row. You
I
must have had
like.
something
I.
sticky.
I guess I don't know. I would move the seat. I'd be like, dude, there's a joint in here somewhere, and it's playing tricks on us. Like, or maybe I'm high. I don't know, but yeah, it was weird. It was wild.
Dude, it was the weed fairy just like, yes, they'll never
That'd
know.
be tight. What do you have to do to get the
Wouldn't
weed
it?
fairy to drop off weed for you?
Hey, man,
Pull out your fucking teeth.
I'll do it.
I think you say Cheech and Chong in the mirror 3 times or something like that, right?
Right.
Okay, all we have to do is build an entire car out of compressed marijuana and then drive it across the
Yes.
border while it burns.
Jesus.
Have you ever seen the movie, dude?
Not.
It's cheap.
I don't remember
Which
that
one is
part.
that? Is it
I think
Up in
that's the
Smoke?
second one. Up in Smoke, yeah, Cheech and Chong Up in
Okay.
Smoke.
Yeah.
They
I
literally
just
get
remember
like
that first.
somehow they get roped into being drug mules, and they show up to the pickup and they're like, "Hey man, this was the only car we could get. Is it all gonna fit?" He's like, "Don't worry," and he shows them that they have built like an ice cream truck looking thing out of compressed marijuana. And as they drive
Yeah, it's
across the
pretty cool.
border, the muffler gets hotter and hotter, and eventually the back of it just starts on fire. And they're just
Oh,
I actually
driving.
bought that movie.
It's a good one, dude.
It's great. I remember I took it to Josh Mead's once when we were watching it, and he enjoyed it.
We should
Yeah,
get
I
him
was
on.
surprised. Mead? He was just
Yeah,
out
dude.
here not too long ago. He hit me up. We went out, had a couple drinks, saw a couple things, and we went to Milk, which is a club, and he DJs.
Milk.
So yeah, it's called Milk.
He
Dude,
DJs?
Jed, next time you're out here, we're going to Milk.
No.
Yeah, he
Ew.
DJs. So we should actually try to get him on here for that as well.
All right,
Haven't
wait a
talked about
second.
it.
Wait a second. Without knowing anything about Milk, Jed, what do you think? What do you think Milk is? What do you think?
I mean,
Milk?
as soon as he said it was a club called Milk, I was like, is that a gay bar?
That's kind of what I thought too, but
No,
Milk.
it's really cool. There's several
Hey,
different
and
levels
Milk.
to
I like gay bars.
different
They're
rooms.
actually clean. Like I used to go to gay bars in Illinois because like they had really good music and they were
Did
fucking
ya?
clean.
That's why.
Dude,
All the other bars
Mark.
were dirty.
Right.
No, seriously.
That's
Like all the guys there, they're really nice to you. Everybody wants to buy you a drink. Everybody's dancing.
There's usually a lot of girls.
There is usually a ton of girls.
Safe
And-
zone.
Yeah, and they're with their friend. There's not a lot of straight dudes there. Like, do the math. The only
Yeah.
thing is, there's some downsides. Okay, I'll list the downsides. One, there is a ridiculous amount of drug use usually at a gay club. Two,
Facts.
there is sex going on in the bathrooms constantly. Three, you may get grinded on that you don't want, but you just like say like, "Oh, please, no," or like, "Oh, I'm not like that. Like, I'm just trying to have a good time," and they'll be like, "Oh, okay," like they'll respect you. Like they're not gonna like, "Oh, fucking, I'm gonna rub my boner on you even though you don't want it." Like they're not like that. So yeah, go to a gay club, just experience it, dude.
Dude,
Go.
I've been
yeah,
there once.
Go,
To
oh,
one.
You been to one? Hell yeah, man.
I've
Called
also
like,
only been to one.
Club X or something. I think
Yeah.
like X
Nah.
Club. I think is what it's called. X Club. But it was cool. I had a bunch of dudes come up to me. I think I was wearing this shirt too, so I don't know. But it was
Yeah.
fine. Nothing happened. Let's just say that.
Yeah, we
I
went.
swear, nothing happened. Totally straight, not gay.
It is Pride Month,
Yeah.
actually. Speaking about
It
gay.
is. It is Pride Month.
I know. It was weird. My apartment sent out a weird. It's just. To me, it was weird because it's like you're just the managers for my apartment. Why are you sending out this email about? They were like offering free fanny packs that had like the rainbows on it. They're like, if you pose with this picture, or if you pose with this in a picture, you get to keep it or something. I'm like, can you fix my fucking AC? Like,
Oh,
like,
that's too good.
There's so many fucking ACs here that aren't fixed. I'm like, this is what you guys are doing. Like, can you fucking come and fix my goddamn AC, please? For the love of Christ.
Whack.
I don't know, just weird. But
Oh, that's too funny.
Yeah.
I should literally reply that back to that email. I should literally
You
be
should.
like,
I don't know why
hey,
you
apartment 37, you want to fucking come up here and fix this shit? Because it's been an issue. Me and my neighbor. That's all and that's just who I know. I know like they're dealing with 30 other units that are, they have the same issue. It's just when are they going to address it?
Is it really that rough in Colorado without AC, though?
It's pretty hot. You got to think about the elevation. So
Oh,
you're closer
okay.
to. Yeah, it's. I mean, I know it kind kind of makes sense. It kind of doesn't because you think like, oh, the mountains, elevation, snow, but you're closer and it's like scorching hot here. It's ridiculous, and the weather here just changes all the time. It's just it varies. It could be like snowing, and then the next minute it's 90. It's ridiculous.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go pose with that fanny pack though, dude? Free fanny pack.
I thought about it. I was like, maybe I will. But I already have like 2 fanny packs I don't use. So.
Do you have a rainbow fanny pack?
I don't, but I don't see any situation where I would wear that. So
Why
Sell
not?
it.
Why not,
sell
man?
it. It probably says like Skyview Apartments on it or something. I guarantee it does. But
Paint it. Bleach it.
paint it. Yeah, I guess I could. I don't know.
There's too much work.
Maybe I will.
Just have a
Maybe I'll
rainbow
do it.
fanny pack.
Maybe
We
next.
gotta stop
maybe
letting the
next
gays
episode
take
you'll
the
be.
rainbow.
Yeah,
You
man.
know, take the rainbow back, man.
Yeah, dude. And then you can go to
Right.
like that gay club and be like, hey, do you want to get to the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow?
And then
Yeah,
you're
I
just
don't
throwing
think that's-
LSD at him.
Yeah, exactly. Out of the fanny
Right.
pack.
Exactly.
I went to a gay club once
Let's tell me
with
about it, man.
with
Tell
work
the story,
colleagues.
Jed. Oh.
work out,
work
well,
colleagues.
theater. That makes sense.
No, it was when I was at Amazon, dude. It's when I was at Amazon. It made no
Oh,
sense.
Amazon. That makes
So it
even
was
more
actually like-
sense.
It was actually like a work function, but the work function was going to Ron's, which was a bar with really good Long Island iced teas and really good food. And all the company paid for was the food. My boss was cool and bought the first round, and then he bought me a second round, and then I bought my third tea. A fourth one just showed up and nobody knew whose it was, so I drank that too. These are big
Roofied.
ones, by the way, like the big mugs. So then I got a picture. I got the same mug of beer, and that was pretty good. And then somebody told me that all the girls were going to the Club Icon, which was the gay bar. And I said, well, if all the girls are going to the gay bar, then I'm going to the gay bar. So I went to the gay bar.
Did you
Where
have
people
gay?
started by what?
I would
No,
have like
not-
acted
not
gay
even a
and
little
then
bit.
got some numbers. I would have totally. 100% would have got numbers.
You think a girl's ultimate
They
fantasy?
knew I was
I
straight.
can't.
The girls
So-
knew, like these are people that I worked with, bro. They knew I was straight.
Oh,
okay.
I thought like just a group of girls that you had met
No.
at another place. Okay.
No,
Okay,
yeah, no. It
but-
was the
but
the
I
people
wanna
part
know.
of the group.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I want to know what you were just thinking, Lane. You think if you act gay, you're gonna get girls' numbers? Like girls want to
I
change a
think-
man? They want to convert him? Well, maybe he really does like girls. Let's see.
Like, what's
Dude,
the
we all
pickup
know.
line? What's the pickup line there? Like, I've been gay for 23 years, but maybe you can change my mind.
No, he
Like,
just
what?
goes up
Yeah,
to him
some,
and says,
what's
some,
the
"Hey."
play
something
there?
a little smoother. Something a little smoother, but I don't
Something
know.
a little smooth.
I don't know what I would say, but I'd come up with something. Definitely.
I feel like that's how you
Like,
end
I don't
up
really like this.
bad situation.
I'd be like, yeah, I don't really like. I don't know. I'd be like, I was gay, and you girls walked in, or something like that.
and they just
I
laugh at
see.
you.
I see.
No, I'm fucking with you, but
So,
They'd be like,
there is more to the story. So we get to the gay club, and immediately some of the guys that I went with, my coworkers, that I think are straight, I don't know. I didn't really ask. Didn't really care. They started buying me liquid cocaine, which is like Goldschlager, Rumpelmans, and Jaeger in a shot. Delicious, dangerous. I think I had 2 of those. Sipping on beers the whole time. My boss came, bought me another beer, and I was like, Casey, I've met your wife. Come on. Some dude was talking about going to Potawatomi because he had an apartment up in Milwaukee, like 2 blocks from the casino, and I was like, dude, I'd love to go to Potawatomi. He left without me, and I'm so glad he did because I was in no state to go to Potawatomi. I woke up at 6:45 a.m. hanging out in my car, which was on with a puddle of puke underneath of me, in the parking lot of that gay club. Apparently,
Nice.
I'd gotten into my car to take a little nap and then drive home. some point woken up to puke, never closed the door, fell back asleep, and then just stayed there until my alarm went off in the morning. Some good thing I had that alarm set up because I had to get to a work mandated driver safety class
What the hell?
that was going to
Wow,
take
you're a
all
fucking
day.
winner. Winning.
Drove my car to the mechanic, got picked up by the instructor, who I asked to take me to a gas station so I could get a very large Gatorade. And he was like, "Were you guys partying last night?" And I was like, "Yeah, it was a work thing. I think it was badly timed. I'm surprised I'm here." And he was like, "All right." And I shit you not, I think it was a good thing I was the last one to actually drive during the test, because I think I was a little bit drunk until right then. It was rough, bud.
Nice.
And it was in a
My
fucking like Honda Odyssey that turned off whenever you stopped. Like when you got to a stoplight, the engine stopped. And then when you went to go again, you just put your foot on the accelerator and it just starts up and goes. And I'm like, I hate it.
Did it
I
have
don't
like
like
a
it at
little
all.
delay in
my
it?
my
Of course,
BMW
of
had
course
that.
it did.
Yeah.
Of course it did.
My wife's
Yeah, I had
car
to
is like
start
that.
stop on that.
I don't like that.
It's cool at stoplights, I guess, but like if you're
Maybe.
in town and there's a lot of stoplights that you know you're gonna hit red lights on, but just because of the way it's set up in the traffic, it's nice. Except for when you need the AC. But yeah, dude, I think my therapist would love to talk to you, Jed. He'd love to tell you like, hey, that was wrong. You shouldn't have even drank one sip of alcohol that night, and you're an alcoholic, and you know you need to do this, you need to do that. You know, you need to get back on the straight path, right?
Dude, that's the thing though, and like I come from a family of alcoholics on both sides. So I've always like been careful with alcohol. And I think I'm good because I will go off the freaking walls once, and then I won't like really drink for like a month. I'll have like a beer here, beer there, and I just every once in a while something happens. There's like a holiday where my friends are getting together to watch a fire burn, and then I'll go crazy again. But I always make sure I'm safe, close to home, don't have to drive anywhere, and I usually chug a bottle of water before I get in bed.
Well, that sounds like good maintenance, but can you go to a party without drinking, Jed?
Depends on the party.
Oh, can you hang out with your friends without drinking, Jed?
I want to say yes. Yeah, I can. Yeah, because when we go fishing, sometimes we don't take alcohol. We only
That's
take
a
alcohol when we're on the boat.
Oh, when you're on the boat. So
I
that
was
sounds
gonna
like an
say.
alcoholic to me.
Because we don't want to carry it.
I think you're right,
when
Mike.
the boat can carry it, we'll take it.
No,
But I ain't gonna
I,
lug that halfway down the canal. Fuck that.
I've I had to go to a couple meetings before for alcohol. Like, I guess I didn't have to. I just kind of was there, and yeah, I gotta say, a lot of people want to say like, I don't know, like going to any AA meeting, it makes you feel like you're a fucking alcoholic, even if you don't drink. Like, you could have a vice of just like, oh yeah, I have wine at New Year's. You know, everybody, we all have a glass of champagne at New Year's or something, and then they make it seem like you're the worst fucking person out there just because you like looked at a bottle. You know what I mean? It's really fucking weird. Maybe that's
It
how
is
they
weird.
just have to be, so they can guilt trip people and to stop drinking, or like, you know, get them to quit or calm down. But yeah, it's insane.
See, that's a bit extreme. My definition of like an alcoholic is like somebody who, when told they should never drink alcohol because of like a certain medical condition, they just don't give a shit and do it anyway. Or like somebody who, say they were stranded on an island for the rest of their life, like somebody that like as soon as they realize that they'll never have alcohol again, they just get like itchy, like an addict would. That's my
Oh, Lord.
definition of an alcoholic.
That sounds like it. Something they can't stop shaking, so drinking beer in the morning for breakfast.
Right? Like they try to ferment some freaking leaves just to try to, like they're trying everything they can just to get a little sip of alcohol.
Uh, I can kind of agree with that. I feel like a drunk is just one step lower than that. What's the old joke go? What's the difference between an alcoholic and a drunk? Alcoholics go to meetings. It's
Hmm.
pretty true.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
I don't know. What do you guys think about like the European like way of dealing with people that are alcoholics? Like they like have meetings and counseling with each other, but they don't have it as in like never drink again, one drop and you've fucked your whole life or something like that, like we do in America. They're more like, all right, become a reasonable drinker. Like you can still go to the pub and like have one or two, but know your limit. You don't have to get blackout every time, you know. And they
Right.
like talk about that, which seems a little bit healthier, but leaves a little bit more room for people to relapse into like heavy drinking again and stuff like that.
I'd say I'd say their method's probably great for the average person that would normally go to Alcohol Anonymous here in the States. But I think our method's better for the extreme cases.
Oh, for sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
they
Right.
just don't. I feel like they don't distinguish. You know, oh, you got a DUI, but you blew this. This isn't exactly legal, but it's not. You're not blasted, but we're gonna still treat you like you are. Like you have an issue, and that you do drink a lot, even though this was a once in a moon situation. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like they gotta look at the totality of the circumstance and then decide. Like, you gotta look at all the evidence, but there's little to none of that here. So it's like for those people, maybe have the class form like in Europe, but that's not really what happens because the system isn't designed to help you. The system is designed to. I was talking to a guy. He got a DUI, and the meetings that he went to were right next to a drug or an alcohol store, like a liquor store. The meetings that he went to, and like people would literally go from the meeting to and all you do, I mean, think about it. You sit there and you talk about alcohol, alcohol, alcohol. Oh, alcohol. What are you doing? You're subconsciously putting that in their head, and then you house it next to a fucking liquor store. I'm sorry, but you're the system is not designed to help you here. It's to extract your money through these systems, and that's what they do. So, uh, yeah, I think the European model's pretty cool. That's just my opinion. I don't know. What do I
I
know?
I think it's like all cultural too, and they're trying something different. For instance, here in Okinawa, I mean, guys, to say that people are drunks is like an understatement. I don't know. Like, there's so many alcoholics here, just old men that are just destroying their livers and shit. And they've been doing it forever. And like, out of all Japanese people, Okinawans are like known for being like heavy drinkers and like strong drinkers and stuff. So and like compared to mainland, our alcohol prices are really cheap, especially like strong alcohol like spirits and shit, because we have our own uh, like brands and stuff. Like we have our own beer brand, and that's cheaper because it's here. Even though we send it to mainland, we send it to Taiwan. Uh, we have our own sake. It's called Aomori. It's like I think it's like a sugar cane based sake because we grow sugar cane here. Stuff like that, and it's so cheap. You can get like a bottle, let's say like a liter for like $4 of like probably 25% alcohol, something like that. And yeah, I mean the ability for people to be drunks is just rampant, right? So there's like I think there's over 100 different kind of like AA groups here on the island, which is pretty big, I guess, considering how small the island is. And then, the military is always talking about like dealing with alcoholism here too. So it's pretty nuts. And but like I was gonna say though, the Okinawans and their like view of it is definitely like you have to stop drinking because there's just so many people that will have like one beer and then it turns into one bottle, turns into two bottles, turns into here especially because like the drinking is a part of everything. There's alcohol everywhere and like it's just easy to get that ball spinning more so. Right. Like for instance, in America, you'll go to a fair, right? A county fair. They're not going to be selling beer in the park. But here, they're going to be selling beer and cocktails right out of some dude's fucking little bar mobile truck. Yeah. And
could you imagine if the U.S. did that?
Make carnival so much more fun and messy.
And oh, it'd be a disaster.
Crazy.
People would just get plastered. But I mean,
imagine
they
the
have beer
puke,
gardens.
dude. Dude, imagine the puke coming off of like the 0G or the Ring of Fire.
Oh my god.
Oh my
like
lord.
that, it'd be like that
Some
Family Guy
drunk
episode where he pukes at the top and catches it in his mouth on the way back down.
Oh no. That's so
Can't
gross.
say I've seen that.
I don't feel so good. Ew! Ew!
But that sounds terrible.
But over and over again, dude, it was disgusting.
What?
With this though, like what I'm saying is, yeah, like every event is like a family event here. Like it's really pushed to like have a lot of family events, but then also every event has drinking, has alcohol part of like everything. It's just always there. I think I've been telling you guys this before, but like you can go to the park in America and you can't drink a beer there, right? You can drink a soda, that's fine. You can't drink alcohol. Here, there's no limit. You don't have to leave the park just because the sun went down. You can drink all you want at the park. Like that's just custom. That's just everybody does that too. They go for a picnic.
Truly,
there's gonna be alcohol. They're gonna be sitting, in the park drinking and everything, playing frisbee golf or whatever.
When do they usually have their little fair things?
Oh, all summer long, especially here, man.
Nice. I think when I come out,
winter,
I'll book it. I'll book it in July, right? Does that sound
Uh,
fair?
July's a good time. June is rainy season, so right afterwards.
Kind of joking, but
you don't have to be. We'll have a ball.
Sounds like a fun time, dude. Yeah, we gotta sort the details out on that for sure.
Definitely.
This economy would do a little better,
Oh, I know.
I'd be out there next month. Month.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude, I'd like to come out too, but I don't even know. I mean, I'm the lowest guy at on the totem pole at work, but we're missing so many of the heavy hitters that, like, if I left too, I don't know what would happen, man. Chaos, bloodshed.
Yeah, that'd be
really
pretty crazy.
I don't think that would. I don't see that being the situation. But they might.
No, it just seems like every time we get busier, my bloodshed when I got back to the mess and had to like make up for lost time.
Yeah.
You can't work from home?
Nope.
Oh.
Could I work from home? Mostly.
I see.
Can I? No.
That's too bad. Maybe that's something you change in the future.
Maybe, man. Maybe. I know the one of the top echelons is going to be retiring here in the next couple of years. So whoever takes his spot is probably going to make some changes. Who knows who it'll be. Probably won't be me, though, I'll tell you that much.
I
Come
feel
on,
like
Jed. You're young. You got it. You're showing
I feel
promise.
like I don't know. Anytime a new person comes in, they almost have to make some change just to show, like, put their foot down and make like a point of like, oh, things are gonna change around here. You fucking listen to me, you know. Because if you went
Yeah.
in and you didn't change anything, it's like, okay, business as usual. But you go in there, put your foot down, change what you think needs to be changed. People might like you, people might not like you. Either way, I feel like there's always that obligation that people feel they need to, make.
Yeah.
Yeah, make some sort of change, make some, well, what they say will be like improvements, even though the system's working fine. It I don't think it always works out. Like, especially, I've been through a couple different situations where uh, the big boss position was like changing hands, and it was like, oh, now we're digitizing like all records, and you gotta download this app on your phone to clock into work, and that's what it just happened now at work. They're making changes now, and it's a lot of like, I have to have a smartphone in order to do my job now. It's like, what? This is like, you're making me download these apps. You're tracking me through these apps, know my location, which I really don't like, and like, that's ridiculous. Whenever the old system
Yeah,
worked perfectly fine, there was no like hang-ups on it.
yeah. I'm actually doing a paper on the COVID, basically the COVID implementations and what it has led to with like an authoritarian autocracy, basically. So like they've been implementing these measures strictly for COVID, but they don't like. Okay, so there needs to be a definite end time to COVID, right? Like in a perfect society, right? You would only plan for, okay, we're going to limit your rights, limit your freedoms for this amount of time. There has not been that. It's been a slow, steady, gradual push for these implementations, and it's not going away. And it's all over the world. Russia, uh, China, well, China, that's China, but um, they've collected information from us, they've taken our data, and they don't seem to be giving it up anytime soon. So,
I get you. Like, for instance, whenever we were talking about using some other program, I won't mention it on here, but we won't do it because of all the information that it collects on people, right? Like, it
right.
records your face, it goes in a database. You know, the big bad government that I don't want to talk about because they're a little out for blood right now because of a little thing called Tiananmen Square anniversary came up. And Tank Man's running strong on the Chinese internet. But I guess I kind of just screwed myself on
Yeah,
that one.
man. As soon as you said Tiananmen Square, everybody knew what you were talking about.
Yes. Uh, just for instance, everybody sitting at home, twiddling their thumbs, remember this. Those 23andMe, all that stuff, all your like physical DNA, all that is collected in China in databases. They're studying you. They're connecting you to like other people, all other things, right? On top of that, they have face recognition technology. I don't know what I'm trying to.
Recognition.
Recognition. Yeah, I guess that works. Same. Uh, Voice, like through your phones, through your apps, through tracking, like they're collecting all this data on you constantly, and like that's really scary. Like
Yeah,
TikTok
for
follows
sure.
you. Like They access your microphone and camera whenever they want. Think about
They're
those things.
super good at algorithms. And put my conspiracy hat on. Here's what I think. I think they're collecting a hive mind to where they are going to be able to predict through the use of other people as well and the current environment data, like future events and your prediction to these future events, your future moves. Maybe not far into the future, but future. I mean, think about it. Like if they were able to track your mannerisms, well, not your mannerisms, but like what you do, how you react to certain reactions, how you go about your day, your schedules, everything like that, how you talk to people, even what you might imply, what you might do. Like we could get to a point where they already know like what's going to happen. You know what I mean? And that may be our way of like a time travel, but it's a simulation. So it would be on a computer, the brain computer. And they would take all the data they have and they would simulate it out as far as they could. And then they'd be like, cool, this is what's going to happen. And it sounds science fiction, right? But think about it, bro. I mean, what was science fiction to, the Pilgrims? Like, this would be science fiction right here. They'd be like, you do what?
Yeah, it's like back in the day, they believed in magic, and nowadays we say that any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. But the same thing, like we're just calling it science fiction now, because like now everything's getting like technology based, so we just call it science fiction. But it's the same concept, it's just stuff we can't explain yet, stuff we can't accomplish yet, but it's literally driving what we're trying to accomplish. There are countless efforts made to make an actually functioning lightsaber for the only reason of somebody put it in a movie because they thought it was a cool idea. We'll have that technology one day because of that movie, guarantee it. Right. We'll have, and for the same reason, we'll have a butter knife version because of Spaceballs. Or I don't know, it might not have been Spaceballs, but I did remember seeing that in a movie. Anyway,
Family Guy?
Might have been Family. It was probably Family Guy. Now that I think about it,
life.
Art imitates life. Life imitates art. Goes both ways.
For instance, Jed will be able to speak about this more, just because he's in love with the Musk man. He designed that rocket to like land how it does, just because of like what Star Trek or whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Please explain it to the audience, because I'm not Mr. Science like you, man.
Well, yeah. I mean, it wasn't even just Star Trek. I mean, he was definitely a fan, obviously, like most people that are involved in the space industry. But if you watch like any space movie, they don't throw away most of the rocket or spaceship. They have a ship that takes off, and the whole thing comes back. That makes a lot of sense. They also have big docking mechanisms for them to like sit in, like what movie? Yeah, no, like one of the old Star Treks where you actually get to see the Enterprise take off from its Earth, holdings and stuff. The whole thing just takes off from this huge like ship holding arms thing, and like WALL-E, you can see the same thing. And that's why he designed the Artemis rocket, the biggest rocket he has. I think it's Falcon 9 Heavy, but it might be a different one. I don't know. But it's the newest one that's going to be used for the Artemis missions and probably eventually into the Mars missions and stuff. It's like chopsticks that just like as the rocket is landing, it's not actually going to land. It just gets caught by some chopsticks, which is hilarious. But yeah, I mean, and he'll continue to do that kind of stuff, and everybody else will. Engineers the world over will do this. Designers the world over will do this, because...
Well, think about this. Yeah, we're on the subject of like technology and where it can go and art imitating life and everything. So like, he's also developing Neuralink. Now, who is gonna be in charge of the security on that? That is what I would like to know. Because if we're just trying to help, and this is the original reason for his creation, spinal injuries and just neurological uh, deficiencies. If that's what he's starting this off of, then what's to take it to the next level? And who is not going to want to copy that for other means,
Right.
for other, like, hey, let's go game in my head, let me plug in, hold on. We've seen this in The Simpsons, so it's, I'm sure, going to happen. A little scary. I am not for that, but at what point are we going to get to a place where everything's tracked? You're gonna have a chip. You're gonna like it. Sorry. Your bodily autonomy means nothing because they're gonna come up with some. It's for the safety for all of us. You need to have a chip. We need to make sure you're mentally fit for society and this and that. And so it's like, who is going to be? There's going to be hackers. There's going to be hackers. So that's cybersecurity's going to be ramping up.
Oh,
it's
it
already
has
ramping
to.
up.
Has to.
Yeah.
But I mean,
For sure.
that's really negative and valid. Definitely valid, because I don't want to get my whole brain hacked. That sounds like a terrible time. But also, you got to
Sounds
look
like
at
a
the
bad trip.
right. But think about
You're gonna have a bad time.
right. But think about like what's cool about it is that could be hooked up to your like brain's damage reporting center, and then you'll just get a notification on your phone that's like, you should see your doctor about XXXYZ, and it'll improve healthcare.
Would you want to know that?
Would I
Would you
want to
wanna
know?
know that, like-
Would I want to know about something that's detrimental to my health as soon as possible? Yes.
Yeah, let's say that like you are going to have a hemorrhage in 10 minutes. Seek emergency room now or something. But like, let's take it a step further. You have developed terminal cancer, for which there is no, obviously no treatment. So
Well, they would probably catch it way before it's terminal, is what he's
That's
saying.
that's what I'm saying. Like, as soon as that cancer develops, it'd be like,
right,
hey, and that's what because like the reason things are terminally ill is because it's caught too late. Like, yes, there are cancers we can't treat,
yeah, it's caught too.
but most fatalities involving with cancer is because it's just caught way too late. It's too progressed.
Right. So I guess, yeah. So let me pose the question this way: like, would you like to live in a world where that is the possibility, the capability of Neuralink or some other program? Or would you like to live in a world where you don't know, what's going to happen next week? You're just living life day by day, free as a bird, and what happens, happens. I don't know. I think I would, as much as I like information, as much as I like knowing what is going to happen, there's almost a how it's going to affect your mood in a way that's like you're going to be baby stepping. You're going to be walking on eggshells. It potentially could be. I see good in it, like I do, but like I also, maybe it's just the type of person that I am, that I would not like that, and I would not like. I don't know. I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. I'm sure.
What
you
I
would,
wonder.
Sounds like you brought it.
What I wonder is
yeah.
like the whole mental disease aspect. Like maybe somebody has, schizophrenia, and then like it's rewiring, or I guess like helping reroute like different receptors and like chemical compounds moving through the brain. Maybe I don't know if it could really do that, but
it's
something like that. Then we're losing like.
Yeah, so no, it is advertised as like having some effect on like depression and balancing hormones and enzymes and stuff to, help you live your best life. Now I can see where Lane's coming from as like, do I want my best life to be dependent on a machine in my head squirting juices on my brain? Not really. But you know, take it one step back, you know, before it's in your head. Put it on my face where I can just take it off, you know, like some glasses, you know, like a little wristwatch that, you know, monitors my blood pressure and oxygenated blood and all this kind of stuff, you know, uses some advanced technologies to probe my body with sensors from the outside of me.
Oh my
That's
god.
something I'm 100% going to get because it's non invasive. I have complete control over it by just being able to take it off. That'd be cool. Now, when you get to the point of like cutting a hole in my skull, putting a bunch of like a microchip with super tiny wires that will spread out around my brain and link onto, you know, the parts they need to, and then putting my little brain, my little skull cap back on and stitching me up, like that's where I'm like, maybe not.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. It's cool to speculate about. Still a
I
number of
think
years
that
down the road.
the amount of pressure, because everything is in a hierarchy. Okay, so the people that are going to get it first is going to be obviously celebrities, stuff like that. So like, people are going to obtain knowledge that you wish you could even comprehend, and so you're going to get left behind. That's the whole thing about it. It's like it's going to uh, it's not going to be just a fad. It's going to be, oh, you don't have Neuralink? Well, sorry, the likelihood of you getting into Harvard is, you know, slim to none, because everybody that's going to Harvard has a Neuralink. You know, and not only that, like your local college, like sorry, your GPA is not a 4.0. Like, you have to have a 4.0. What, do you not have Neuralink? Are you dumb? Are you really, you're living in the caveman? Okay, so you're a caveman. Cool. That's going to be great for the advancement of our society. You know, just
Right.
some community college. It's like going to get to a point where it's like, sorry, dude, SATs aren't that good. You must be, you know, you want to be a farmer or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
Not to
dude, I
knock
can
on
see what you're
farmers, but
saying. Like, or like online classes, and it's like, yep, you're gonna need this book, Neuralink required. You know, like it's just gonna be
yeah.
part of the required, you know, course list and materials list and stuff for the class. It'd be kind of scummy actually, especially because it's an invasive procedure. I don't think it'll
Well,
get to like the
hey,
point of institutions requiring it
think
though.
think of it this
But
way though, Jed. I was looking at some medical degrees. You have to have the COVID-19 vaccine, which makes sense, I guess, but that's invasive, number one, and they have instituted it. So they are making their way to do it. It is being implemented in a sense. You know what I mean?
yeah, I see it. But I mean, I want to believe that this COVID-19 bullshit is eventually going to fade away, and they'll realize that this is something they shouldn't be doing. I don't think they will. I hope they don't uh, make it like it's such a big thing, you know. But I could definitely see there being a great like societal divide between the chipped and unchipped.
Right.
Ooh, yeah.
And then
Up.
it's like, okay, you're unchipped, you're on this island, and then the chipped are on this island. Well, these people are building Atlantis, okay, and you're over here tilling dirt. They're going to take over. They're going to take over. This is inevitable. This is going to happen. They're going to say that land has the soil capacity of this and that. I don't know. They're going to do calculations in their head and justify why they need to take that land. And what are you going to do? You're going to use your little AR-15s? No, they're going to shoot you in the head with their laser eyes and shit. I don't know. But like,
What
you know what I
the
mean?
fuck?
It could
I
get
get
to
that.
an escalated situation where, um, you know, for the national defense, that's what you're gonna need, because you're gonna be competing with some pretty intelligent cyborgs, I would call them.
At that point, they would be cyborgs. Facts. Just
Yep.
like, you know, any paraplegic that has a robotic arm that's controlled by chips in his musculature farther up their appendage.
For sure.
But that gets us back to what Neuralink is currently being marketed as, as a
Right.
way to put a chip in amputees or paraplegics Somebody that might just have their whole body, but they just can't use it, or somebody
Mhm.
that's like lost an arm and has a robotic replica. This chip interfaces with, their prosthetic, and they can use it just like normal. Or in the case of somebody that's, got all their pieces, it just helps them reconnect the pathways to, tell those muscles groups what to do. And that's super cool. So, how he's starting makes it look awesome. Yes, there are certain paths that it could go down that could be very dangerous for us as a society. But I don't know I don't know what's going on in the future, man. I don't have that program that collects all this data from everybody simultaneously and projects into the future what's going to happen. I don't have that. It might happen and have a really bad result. We might end up with some Terminator people coming back to kill us all. I don't know.
Oof.
We'll find out.
Well, think
Worst
of it
case
this way, though,
scenario.
Jed. Also, what if this right here, this reality that we are living in, is a simulation made like in the Matrix? We've already decided, yes, chip my brain, and this is what's going on. And it's happening.
Oof.
We
I
don't
don't
know.
know, man. I feel like if this was a simulation, it'd be better.
We'd all
It
be
is
living
better
our
for
best
some.
life.
Well,
It's
if
better
this is
for
a
those at the
simulation,
top, Jed.
yeah, man. But like, who codes shit like that? Who codes
Uh,
shit like, I'm
People
gonna
that
give
want
this guy
power.
a hard life?
That's how the
If
society
you were
needs to
playing a
be
game,
structured if you want to extract wealth from those workers. That's how you have to do it. You're not gonna get. You think Jeff Bezos has all his Amazon workers like little worker bees running around because they love it? No, they're slaves to the system. The system, Jed. The Matrix.
Yeah, but if we're plugged in to the Matrix, we're not actually
Okay.
doing anything. We're just moving bytes around on a hard drive.
Right. This is where
What's
we
the
need
point?
Delane to talk about what's the point. Yeah. This is where we need Delane in here to talk about how we're all energy and energy doesn't dissipate. But
I
that's
mean,
for
that's the
another episode,
fundamental.
guys.
That's a fundamental law of physics: is matter cannot be created or destroyed, and the same thing with energy. E equals mc squared, man. Einstein.
Hmm.
on
But
that
that's a
note,
talk for a different day.
I was gonna
thank
say
you,
we're
thank you
good.
all for joining us this episode of the Gentleman's Bureau podcast. Check out our other podcasts. I recommend the guest playlist as it's nice to have a fresh perspective on things. And we're hoping to get another guest in here pretty soon. It's summertime. Everybody's busy. We're outside having barbecues. I'm about to go grill some steaks myself. Hey, people got lives. We get it. But hopefully somebody can make a couple hours, put them aside for us to hop on here and talk to you lovely people. If you like this video, hey, hit it, give us a like rating. That really goes a long way to helping us out. Shows YouTube that we're making stuff that people like, and they like it when people like stuff on their platform, and they give us some more airing. They show our video to more people. It's really helpful. And if you haven't already, you should definitely hit subscribe because that way you'll get like notified when we make new content. Now there is a new setting that YouTube's added recently. It's a little bell icon. So if you're subscribed, we'll just pop up on your subscribe page. But if you hit that bell, then you actually get a message, like a direct notification from YouTube saying, hey, these people uploaded a new video, you should check it out. And I know you want to, so you should do that too while you're down right there. Also, hey, drop a comment, let us know what you think's gonna come out of this Neuralink chipping people. I'm interested to see where it goes. Love to hear your thoughts. And hey, if you have an idea for a guest or a topic for us to talk about, put that in the comments or email us. There'll be a link down in the description to our email. And yeah, thanks for being here. We'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.
Bye.